What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Kramzer here. 1998 week. I don't know what videos are out at this point. Just check out whatever's there and then check back for what is still to come. Each of us during this week are revealing our top 25 albums and top 25 songs. And right now, I am going to give you my 25 favorite songs of 1998. Here we go. Number 25, I've got Fire Escape by Fastball. Just a really awesome, jangly pop rock tune. I don't know why people always call this band a one-hit wonder. They had 3 distinct hits that aren't really even, debatable off this same record. And my opinion, The Way is the weakest of the 3. I love Fire Escape. I think it's great. Number 24, I've got My Favorite Mistake from a record Joe had in his top 25 albums, or maybe you haven't seen that yet. He may have to cut that out when I edit it, but it's just a killer tune. Sheryl Crow sounds great. The hook is huge, and the guitar is what really sells it. Wendy Melvoin from Prince's band on guitar on that track. Number 23, I've got Things Change by Dwight Yoakam. Great tune. It's definitely country, but you also get a little rockabilly in there, some pop, little bit of a Roy Orbison style vocal flavor in there as well. Dwight's voice sounds really great on it. Really good production. Number 22, I've got Stay by Mark Lanigan. This one's an acoustic ballad. Really shows off how great his voice is, which, pretty much most of his material does. It's not really a secret, but this one, the way it builds is just fantastic, and it's got a really wonderful melody. Number 21, I've got Tell Me Why by the Mavericks. Kind of in a similar vein to the Dwight Yoakam song. It's country with this little bit of Latin flair in there. I love the backing vocals and the horns on this track. There's a great lead guitar part as well. Number 20, I've got Hundreds of Sparrows by Sparkle Horse. I love the production here. Such an unusual vocal sound. The drums are super interesting sounding as well. Great lyrics. Not always sure of the meaning behind them, but they always evoke feelings. Number 19, I've got Uptown Again by the Afghan Wigs. Just a dark, mysterious rocker, really cool groove on it. The backing vocals, holding that high note throughout the chorus really adds a ton to it. And I think the bass work is just great on this song. Really cool bass line. Number 18, I have All My Ghosts by Frank Black and the Catholics. This is the song that opens his record from 1998. I love the kind of fast punk intro that just suddenly the energy sucks out of it and they drop into this really tight groove. I love the backing vocals. I'm not sure who that is doing that, but it sounds really cool. Yeah, I think it's just a really cool rock track, tons of energy, a great way to open an album. Number 17, I've got The Saturday Option by Lamb Chop. Just a beautiful track. You got some pedal steel and some bells, it sounds like. Maybe it's glockenspiel or something like that. There's some cello and some great guitar. Heaven is a Disaster is a fantastic opening line for a song as well. Number 16, I've got Hyperspace by Not a Surf. Just a blast of power pop energy. And Daniel Lorca's bass is just so massive on this track, just really driving the whole song, acting almost like the rhythm guitar. Number 15, I've got In Need of a Miracle by New Radicals, going with a different track than the standard You Get What You Give. This one, when I listened to this record, was my first time listening to it, and this track just stood out to me a lot. Greg Alexander is really charismatic on it, and he's got a really great rock voice, which I don't think I would have guessed from the hit. And you have Rusty Anderson on guitar on this track and on most of the album. He's from McCartney's band. Number 14, I've got Tijuana Lady by Gomez. I mean, Ben Otwell's voice is just so good, and it's completely soaked in reverb here. It sounds great. Ian Ball's harmonies come in and work really well, and the way the vocals come in and out of focus is a really cool production trick. They start drenched in reverb and get drier in the chorus, and then the reverb comes back. Just really cool. Number 13, The Lone, Smashing Pumpkins track on my list. I've got Tale of Dusty and Pistol Pete, probably my favorite on that record. Love the chorus. Just I think it's the best combination of acoustic instrumentation and electronics on that record. I think it works really well here. And really great storytelling. He's talking about Pistol Pete, who kills Dusty, and then she haunts him. So I guess he regrets that decision. Number 12, I've got California Stars, which is, it's a song that feels exactly what it's talking about. It's just it feels like you're laying out under the stars at night. Really, really great. And it's just like a sing-along. It kind of brings that communal folk feeling of Woody Guthrie. It's just great. 11, I've got When the World Was Young by Robert Plant and Jimmy Page. It's kind of like got this quiet, loud, quiet thing going on. It's like Zeppelin if they had existed beyond the Pixies and had been influenced by the Pixies. It's just really awesome. It rocks super hard. I think it's great. Number 10, I've got Mungo City by Space Hog, probably the glammiest song of 1998. It's got these strutting rhythms and cocky delivery and over-the-top theatricality, my favorite type of rock and roll. Number 9, I've got She Will Have Her Way by Neil Finn, just a perfect piece of songwriting from a really underrated master of melody. Unfortunately, I don't care for the rest of that record very much at all, but that song is a true hidden gem. Number 8, I've got Dead of Winter by Eels. This record narrowly missed my top 25, but this song is fantastic. It's about coming to terms with the death and grief and the passing of his mother. And the melody, though, even though it's a kind of a depressing song, the melody is so hopeful and it's really kind of pretty and peaceful. So it has that kind of conflicting feelings happening. Number 7, I have Malibu by Hole. This was a hit. I think a lot of people probably know it, but I think it should have been an even bigger hit. It should have just been massive. I think it's such a good song, perfect rock production, big shimmering guitars, and it's just super catchy. Number 6, I've got Everybody Here Wants You by Jeff Buckley. Sultry, smooth, sexy. Buckley does Prince, basically. Really cool slow jam. It was written for his girlfriend, Joan Wasser at the time, who is now releases music as Joan as Policewoman. Number 5, I've got Fair by Remy Zero. St. John Tate, just an amazing voice. And the way this song in the chorus opens up is incredible. Get these simple little guitar parts that are just like 2 or 3 notes, and they just do so much for the mood of the song. You've got some chorded bass stuff happening in the doubled vocals, and it's just perfectly arranged and produced. It's kind of like the audio equivalent of like a flower blooming. The way the song just opens up is amazing. Number 4, I've got Faithful by Pearl Jam. Just an amazing rock song. Really cool guitar parts all over it. Jack Irons playing these amazing drum fills. And to me, it's not necessarily like pro-religion or anti-religion, but it's just kind of like more about believing in yourself and believing in others and believing in rock and roll, and no need to be boxed in by any particular set of beliefs. Number 3, I've got Tomorrow Tomorrow by Elliott Smith. It's got those doubled acoustics that he was so good at doing and layers of harmonies. And I think on a record with so much else happening, it's just like this hushed and quiet thing, kind of going back to the style of his older records, and it kind of stands out with all the maximalism of the rest of the record. And I just think it's a great song. Number 2, I've got Medicine Hat by Sunvolt. Just great wordplay on this one, kind of predicting the end of times. And the guitar work from Dave Boquist on this is super good. And I think it's probably the best chorus that Jay Farrar ever wrote. I think it's just a fantastic song, super memorable, great melody. Number 1, though, is Nobody's Fault But My Own by Beck. Just haunting. It's got like those kind of drony Eastern music influences and just a huge artistic leap forward. I think the kind of getting away from some of the jokier aspects of his earlier work and Loser and stuff like that, and just proving that he is like a top tier songwriter, and his voice is so good on it. And Nigel Godrich's production is just unbelievable. So there you go.
I don't have any problems with that. The fastball track's a little weird, but I had Rob Zombie, so whatever. So that your winner, the Beck song, I did consider for my top 25, but didn't quite make it. I like a lot of those picks. Pretty good variety, more variety than I would have expected. I would have just thought, before going in, not to spoil your albums list, but like I would have thought like Sunvolt, Eels, Beck, and that's 90% of like that sound. But we've kind of already talked about how there's a bit of a surprise for you here. Going with Faithful Left Field. I got no problem with that. It's a really good song. It's not really a bad song on there, so pretty cool.
Yeah, I love Faithful. I think in the last maybe 5 years, that song has really risen to the top of the old pack.
Wow. I didn't like that list very much. I don't know what to react to. It's mostly songs I don't recall at all. Thought maybe something. I mean, Fire Escape's fine, but Power Pop and 98, I think he could have done better. And the rest is just standard Jason Americana and indie, I guess. I don't know.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Let me know what you think of my list. Drop it down in the comments. Leave your own list as well. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check the video description. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website merch, and Patreon can be found there. And just check back for the rest of the 98 videos still to come. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.